I've been reading stories here for a long time. Stories full of heartbreak, betrayal, and pain. I never thought I'd be living one of those stories myself. But here I am, trying to make sense of the wreckage. I'm 32 and my ex-wife, yeah, calling her that still feels unreal, is 28. We were together for 7 years, married for 5. I believe we had something real, something solid, love that could withstand anything. But it turns out I was wrong. So wrong. Ashley and I had what I thought was a perfect beginning. We connected instantly. We loved the same things. Football, movie marathons, deep conversations that went into the night, and daydreaming about vacations we'd take to beaches and mountain cabins. She felt like home to me. She wasn't just my wife. She was my best friend. My safe place. I thought she felt the same. She used to smile at me like I was her world, and I'd fall all over again every time. There were hard times like any relationship, but we always leaned on each other. She was the kind of woman who'd wrap herself in a blanket and sit with me while I was down, talk me through my stress when work got heavy, and hold my hand like we were still teenagers falling in love. I honestly thought we were the kind of couple that people looked at and thought, yeah, they've got it right. But things started shifting about 2 years ago. Nothing dramatic at first, just a quiet change. I noticed how she stopped laughing as much when we watched movies, how her stories about work became dull or missing entirely. I'd ask how her day was, and she'd just shrug, glued to her phone. She seemed distracted, distant. And then came Marcus, her new supervisor, a 30-year-old guy who apparently lit up the room the moment he walked in. She talked about him constantly in those early weeks. Not just casually either. There was a glow in her eyes I hadn't seen in a while. She said he was funny, magnetic, full of energy. I noticed immediately. There was something in the way she said his name, a spark that hadn't been there when she talked to me for months. I tried to brush it off, tried to believe it was harmless. But deep down I knew. That gut feeling, it was screaming at me. Over the following weeks, her behavior became even more off. She started working late. A lot. Sometimes she'd come home and barely say a word. She'd just head to bed like I wasn't even there. The distance between us wasn't just emotional anymore. It was physical. We barely touched. No hugs, no casual kisses. Just silence. The kind that presses down on you and makes you feel invisible. One night, a mutual friend of ours, Daniel, got hit with devastating news. He was diagnosed with a rare, aggressive illness. This guy had been in our lives forever. He was family. We promised we'd visit him together, be there for him, like we always were for the people we loved. But she never showed up. I sat at Daniel's place alone that night, my phone buzzing in my pocket as I kept checking it for any word from her. Nothing. I started fearing the worst. Maybe she'd gotten in an accident or something had happened at work. But when I got home and still hadn't heard from her, I panicked and called Jane, one of her co-workers I trusted. Jane's voice hesitated before she finally told me the truth. Ashley wasn't at work. She wasn't with friends. She was with Marcus, just the two of them. Everyone else had left hours ago. That night, Ashley came home around 3 a.m., smelling like wine, tired, eyes heavy. She mumbled something about work drinks and losing track of time. I asked about Daniel, why she didn't come. She looked down and said she forgot. Just forgot. I asked who was at the drinks. She rattled off names, Sophie, Jane, and, almost as an afterthought, said Marcus too. I pressed her, and she got defensive, like I was crazy for even asking. It was like a switch flipped inside me. I stopped making excuses. I stopped giving her the benefit of the doubt. The trust we'd built for years was cracking, piece by piece. Still, I didn't confront her. Not yet. I watched. I listened. I paid attention to every shift in her tone, every glance at her phone she wouldn't let go of. One night, I asked straight up who she was talking to all the time. She shrugged and said it was a friend. When I asked if it was Marcus, she snapped. That defensiveness was another nail in the coffin. She wasn't just hiding something. She was protecting it. Eventually, when she was asleep, I went through her phone. And what I found shattered me. The messages between her and Marcus weren't just flirty. They were raw, Intimate, unapologetic. Words that used to be mine, moments that used to belong to us. She was giving them to him now. I took pictures of the messages, hands trembling, heart pounding. I tried to carry on for a while. I thought maybe I could still fix it, or at least confront her with what I knew and give her a chance to come clean. A friend of mine suggested making her a surprise dinner, maybe to try and remind her of what we had. I made her favorite meal, bought flowers, opened a good bottle of wine. I poured everything I had left into that dinner. She walked in, saw it all, and her face just dropped. Not with surprise, not with love, but with annoyance. She said she had to go to a surprise party for a coworker. Just like that. No thank you, no emotion. Just walked out the door like none of it mattered. That night, I hit my limit. I put a tracker on her car. I hated myself for it, but I needed truth. Solid, unshakable truth. Next time she said she was working late, I followed. She drove to some secluded area and got into Marcus's car. I recorded it all. She was laughing, touching him, kissing him. And I just stood there, watching the love of my life become someone I didn't recognize. Days later, I found an iPad she'd hidden under a drawer. It wasn't locked. Inside was a folder. I wish I could unsee what I found. Explicit pictures, videos, all meant for him. Some included another woman. Some included a man covered in tattoos. The kind of person she used to say disgusted her. And Marcus, he was in them too. Grinning. Shameless. It wasn't just cheating. It was betrayal on every level. Physical, emotional, spiritual. She had rejected everything she said she believed in, everything we believed in. I saved it all. For the divorce. For the closure I knew I'd never get from her face. So yeah, I walked away. And maybe that makes me the bad guy to some people. But after everything, after seeing what she became behind my back, I don't think I had a choice. I still remember the way she used to look at me when we were young and in love. And now, I try not to remember her at all. A year ago, I never imagined I'd be sitting in a coffee shop, staring at the broken pieces of the life I'd built with someone I thought would be my forever. But life doesn't really ask for your permission before it rips things apart. When I found out Ashley, my wife of 5 years and partner of 7, had been sleeping with her supervisor, something in me shattered. I left without a word, just the divorce papers and my wedding ring sitting on the table like quiet witnesses to what used to be. After I moved in with my old college friend Adam, everything started sinking in. The betrayal, the lies, the hollow silences that had slowly replaced our once vibrant connection. I told our close friend Daniel everything. He was furious, heartbroken, stunned. He'd always been one of our biggest supporters, but even he could see how she'd changed. He told me plainly, she's already gone. Divorce her. He was right. The woman I loved wasn't there anymore. Whatever she'd become, she was a stranger now. Ashley tried to reach out after I left. My phone lit up with calls and messages full of apologies, desperate pleas to talk, promises that she still loved me. I blocked her. She moved on to email, writing long messages about how Marcus meant nothing and how she'd made a mistake. I only responded once, to tell her to sign the papers. She refused at first, said she needed closure. My therapist and Adam both encouraged me to see her one last time, not for her, but for myself. So I agreed. We met at a small cafe on a rainy Thursday. She looked tired, pale, hollow-eyed. It was like all the weight she thought she could ignore had finally caught up with her. When I asked how long the affair had been going on, her answer felt like a punch to the ribs. It started within the first month of Marcus joining her team. She'd slept with him just weeks later. Asterisk, asterisk in our bed, asterisk, asterisk. She didn't even flinch when she said it. Just sat there like she was confessing to being late for work, not blowing up a marriage. I asked why. Why throw away everything we had? Why toss aside the years, the promises, the late-night talks, the quiet mornings with coffee and sun rays? Her answer? He made me feel alive. She said it was exciting, new, different. I remember thinking, asterisk, I was your everything. And he was just exciting. Asterisk, she swore she ended the day I left. Claimed Marcus got clingy. that he didn't care about her. None of it mattered anymore. I got her signature, walked away, and that was it. She quit her job and vanished from town soon after. Over the past year, the wreckage she created caught up with her fast. Word spread through her workplace. Turns out people aren't too fond of cheaters, especially in small towns where gossip lives longer than memories. Most of our mutual friends cut her off when they found out the truth. Jane, her co-worker and my unexpected ally, told me Marcus moved on immediately after I left. He'd already started seeing someone else from their office, a younger girl, just weeks later. Ashley tried reaching out to him too, but he blocked her and disappeared. Last I heard, she was alone. No job, no relationship, no friends. Just drifting. Meanwhile, I was building a new life. I moved into a quiet apartment closer to work. My job in programming kept me grounded, gave me something to focus on. I poured my free time into coding projects, even started working on an app, a hobby that turned into a passion. I began dating again, nothing serious at first. Just dinners, walks, a few laughs with people who didn't come with baggage and lies. It felt strange, but also healing. Adam and I picked up hiking again, something we hadn't done since college. Nature has a funny way of reminding you what peace feels like. I even took a week-long camping trip last summer, just the woods, the stars, and silence that didn't hurt. My parents came to visit recently and told me how proud they were of me. I hadn't heard that in a long time, and this time I believed it. But Ashley, she didn't stop, even after all this time. She kept finding new numbers to text me from, creating burner accounts to send "I miss you" messages. I deleted them all. She found my new social media somehow and started lurking there, too, watching my stories, liking old posts before I blocked her again. It got creepy. She even came by my workplace twice, unannounced, just wanting to talk. Security escorted her out the second time. I told the front desk if she shows up again, call the police. Her emails haven't changed. The same recycled lines about wanting closure, not knowing what she was thinking, missing me every day. I don't even read them anymore. There's no apology that can erase what she did, no explanation that can fill in the hole she left behind. The woman I loved is gone, and whatever's left isn't my concern. All the warmth I used to associate with her, the way she light up a room, the soft care when I was sick, the laughter on road trips, feels manufactured now. Like she was playing a part until someone else offered her a better script. When Daniel was battling his illness, she ghosted him without a thought. When I tried to win her back with a home-cooked dinner and open arms, she walked out like I was invisible. And the worst part? The videos, the messages, letting another man and his friends into our bed. The woman I loved wouldn't have done that, but she did. The divorce was finalized 6 months ago. She signed the papers, and that was the last time I saw her in person. I sold what I didn't need, took my share of the savings, and never looked back. From what I've heard, she's still floundering, jobless, aimless, but her story's not mine anymore. I've been dating someone new for a few weeks now. She's smart, into hiking, and has this calm energy that I didn't realize I'd been craving. We're taking things slow, and I like it that way. My app is in beta and picking up interest. Work steady, and I'm up for promotion. Things are finally stable again. Better, even. Last week, I got one more email from Ashley. I didn't open it. A co-worker said someone matching her description had come by reception asking for me, but left before I got downstairs. I told everyone again, don't engage, don't acknowledge. She's not part of this life anymore. She threw everything away for someone who never really cared about her, and now she's stuck in the aftermath. But me? I'm free. I'm moving forward with no shadows dragging behind me. Thanks for sticking around if you've read this far. I'm good now. Stronger, clearer, and done carrying ghosts.